Hi and welcome along to AFTV Friday Night Live. Again, take two, because we did try and get a stream up and our streams are messing around a bit. Listen, beyond our control, we apologise for that. If you was watching a bit of the previous stream, you know what? We're going to do it all over again. So you have to hear a lot of what we said before again. Basically, we started off by talking about excellent performance yesterday. 2-0 victory over Milan. It was fantastic. Lee Gunner, you was in the UK watching the game. I was over there watching the game. Obviously, when you're in the ground and you're watching it, you're all ecstatic and that. What was it like for you watching it from home, really being able to analyse it?
It was quite funny actually, because I got in about a minute before kickoff. It was a big mad rush to get home for the game, and I sat down and I thought we're going to get spanked. I really did. Yeah,
I thought everybody thought that.
I thought we were going to get spanked, and sitting there watching the first 5 to 10 minutes of that game, I said to my missus, I was like, "It's coming, we're going to capitulate."
It's coming, we're going to capitulate.
Yeah, but I thought it's coming. They were all over us, whipping.
Glad to know you're keeping the faith, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like a fake fan, not there and all that, do you know what I mean? But yeah, when we sorted out our problems at right back and Mustafi, Callum Chambers and Mustafi, they were all over the place the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Once we sorted that out and our shape was solid, nobody rushing out like a headless chicken, I thought we were absolutely fantastic. And you know, we scored 2 good goals, very good goals. The second goal was brilliant move. It was actually Chambers that started that move. And obviously he spotted the space down the wing, and the ball from Ozil was brilliant. And obviously Ramsey, how many times are you going to save Wenger's backside? You know, 2 cup final winners, and now the decisive goal. And like we discussed a minute ago on the first stream, that killed him. That absolutely killed him off, because
they had a lot of mouth before the game, AC Milan.
Yeah.
You were saying to me what you heard their president said?
Yeah, when they got the draw, they said, "Oh, well, that's easy. We've got Arsenal now then. Out of all the teams they could have got, they wanted Arsenal." Well, they're not saying that now, are they? You know?
No.
And they're going to be licking their wounds over the next couple of days until we play them again.
And like you said, they've been on such a good run of it. 13 games unbeaten.
Not conceded in 6.
Not conceded in 6. They've got very good players. They've got a good pedigree.
Yeah.
You were saying on a previous stream that shows the weakness of the Italian league. But as I said, look at what Juventus did to Spurs. I know AC Milan are not Juventus, but they have been playing well recently. They beat Lazio, they've beaten Roma. And nobody, listen, every fan that I spoke to, right? Funny story actually, every single fan I spoke to, leading up to the game, they're like, "Listen, I don't care. I'm just here for the drink, do a bit of shopping with the missus." The game was secondary to them, right? So everybody was shocked. Yeah. But there was one guy, right? I hope he's watching tonight. There was one guy who was sat behind me, and he came in, right? And he goes, "I'm telling you tonight, we're going to win 3-0.
Right? Tie, was it?
3. That's what I was thinking. I go to him, I go, "Mate, you're the white tie." I go, 3-0. I said, "Have you been watching us playing recently?" He goes, "Listen," he goes, "Robbie, I'm telling you tonight, we are not losing this game." I said, "Hold on." So I go, "All right, forget the 3-0 for a minute. Are you saying that we're going to keep a clean sheet?"
Nah, man.
He goes, "We're doing this 3-0. And like the first one winning, the second one winning, right? He was then hit me at the back. Go, "What I told you? I was like, "Listen, mate." I go, "You're Nostradamus, mate." Right? All right. It ended up 2-0 in the end, but we, like you said, we were peppering them, man.
It could have been 4 at half time if Welbeck had put that chance in. He had 1-on-1. The one that Mkhitaryan had, I think that took a slight bobble as he hit it, which is why it didn't go in.
He hit the bar.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, second half, I thought we managed the game so well. And it was nice to actually see Wenger actually on the touchline, actually earning his wages. And, you know, he didn't sit down.
He's on the touchline for the whole game. I was going, "What's going on?"
He's got piles, mate. He's got piles. That's what it is. You know what I mean? He couldn't sit down. But no, it was good, man. It was good. I thought the substitutes, when they come on as well, I thought they impacted the game.
Maitland-Niles, how good was he when he came on?
Unbelievable.
Because I was a bit worried. I was like, you know, because San Siro is a huge stadium. You know what I mean? Their fans are right up for it. There was like 80,000 fans in there. I was a bit worried when he came on. But to be fair to him, he was brilliant
when we brought him on, I actually tweeted, "The main man, Niles, is going to come on and do a madness now." Yeah, and he was fantastic, mate.
He was
unbelievable.
Absolutely brilliant.
For somebody so young,
yeah,
just to go into that environment against, like you say,
he was calm. even when he made a mistake, the speed of recovery, he was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good. I thought El Neni when he come on. I know he didn't have too long, but
Yeah.
It did worry me at one point because he was galloping forward down the right wing. I was like, no, just go to the corner, and then he just whipped one in. But yeah, all in all, it was wicked, mate. And the fact that nobody gave us a prayer apart from that one guy, and Ty probably. But other than that, nobody gave us a prayer. So that made it all the more sweeter that we did actually win it, and it made
Massive win for Wenger.
A huge win.
Massive win for Wenger. He must have been so relieved after that.
He hadn't stopped smiling. Did you see his press conference?
Well, who can blame him? I mean, he's been under so much pressure, and then to pull off a result like that, I think that was the shock result of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And
no, listen, fair play to him. He got it spot on last night. Yeah, we all know my feelings on him, but he got it spot on last night, and I thought that the way that he impacted the game in terms of managing it in the last 20 minutes, especially, fantastic. Why can't we see that every week?
Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of pride that fans had last night. I mean, they were coming out. I mean, they kept us in for about 45 minutes after the game. Hence why our videos came out so late after the game. But you know, the pride, all the fans I was speaking to, they're like, I just feel this is what we've been waiting for, something like this.
It's about time we smiled about
and
something.
and it was just, I was so happy for the fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was kind of happy for those players as well, because you don't like seeing them, you know, week after week just getting beat down. He's crap. You know what I mean? For them to put in a performance like that, but like you said, can we do it every week? Well, that is the test.
We've proved for years we can't.
Do we have the cojones? And as I talk about cojones,
oh dear,
what better game to have than to be up against Watford at the weekend? The team that beat us earlier on in the season, when Troy Deeney accused Arsenal players of lacking cojones. You know, he's going to get a real rough time at Arsenal, you know.
Big time.
But at the time, I felt he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
He maybe shouldn't have said it in public like that, and he's been kind of proven right since. We've lacked that until last night.
Yeah, he has.
And Watford are going to come, and I don't think Watford will play, because I thought AC Milan, where they made their big mistake, was standing off Arsenal.
Massive mistake.
And letting us have the ball.
Yeah,
right?
They made us look like Barcelona. At
yeah,
times,
and I
mean?
think, you know, Watford will not play like that. No. Watford, I think, will be brave. They're going to come, they're going to be on the front foot, they're going to be right in our faces. And if we don't put in a good performance, you know, they'll smell blood. But confidence is going to be high now after what happened in Milan.
100%. I mean, Troy Deeney said it before, I think, that, you know, you just got to go and, you know, go out there and try. And Arsenal haven't tried. Obviously, the cojones comment and all that. But the thing is now is that I think that's given us a bit of an incentive to prove him wrong and shut him up. You know?
Well, Wenger as well. Wenger today was talking about the comments, and he sort of said something like, you know, we're going to go out on the pitch.
Yeah, we're going to show him.
And show them. And you don't normally hear him talking that bullish, do you?
Well, it was funny because he actually said, yeah, I didn't really agree with his comments, and they won by a penalty that was a dive. So I thought, he's got his little dig in there.
It was a dive. I thought it was a dive. But having said that...
I don't think it was a dive. I think it was...
Richarlison's one of them players. He's another Harry Kane. He goes out all...
It was poor defending.
It was poor defending.
From
it was.
Not only Bellerin, but Ozil didn't track back quick enough. And if he had followed round the back of Bellerin, Richarlison wouldn't have had that angle to go round.
But these players now, they're very smart. They've got this sort of style where nobody's fouled them. They've left their foot there.
Yeah, they dangle their leg,
dangling it.
It's cheating. That's what it is. It's cheating. Let's be
real.
So
Wenger was right. But having said that, as a defender now, these are the things you've got to be aware of.
You've got to be cuter than that. And, you know, I see it that if you're stupid enough to put your foot in and make that guy dangle his leg there, then more fool you. Yes, it's cheating. Yes, it should be knocked out the game. But until the powers that be in the game stop it and ban people retrospectively, which they haven't really done yet, have they? You know, there's talk about it and we're going to review them, but they ain't going to ban anyone. You know, they should ban, if a player dives or they think he's dangled his leg there deliberately to make the contact, they should be banned for 5 games. Yeah,
5?
Yeah, 5. Hit them hard. And then the second time, ban them for 10. They'll soon stop it.
Dele Alli miss half the season.
Oh, God.
Comments are coming in thick and rapid. Thank you very much for all the comments that are coming in. Luca Quarta, how you doing, Luca? Long time we haven't spoke, mate. But Luca Quarta says, If Wenger doesn't win the Europa League, will he stay? What do you think on that, right? I was asking DT this yesterday. If he wins the Europa League, does he deserve could you sack him? Could you turn around and say, right, Arsene, that's it, mate. Thanks for winning the Europa League, but that last year of your contract, we're not fulfilling it.
See, it's a tough, listen, whether he wins it or not, they ain't going to have that conversation with him. So, I got asked this, that's a great question, by the way. I got asked this by somebody today, who's a Tottenham fan, funny enough. He said, if he wins it, would you keep him there for the last season of his contract? And I said, well, he's got to win it first. Yeah, and then we'll have the conversation in May.
So, in other words, you're dodging the question.
Yeah, I'm
He's asked you a straight question. Come on. I'm asking you in it right now.
Okay, no. He's got to go. He's got to go.
If he won the Europa League and you're in charge.
He's got to go.
No, you're the boss now. You're the boss, you're in charge. Are you seriously saying?
If I was in charge, I would have sacked him a couple of years back. If not, there's worst days
No, but we're talking about now. He delivers the Europa League and he comes into the office, right? On the Monday,
all smug with the trophy.
And he says, right, he puts it, I've got the Wenger's trophy. He comes on and he goes, right, this is Europa League. We're in the Champions League next season, so the income will be right back up. I know it's been a bad season in the league, but I've got 1 year left of my contract. I've always fulfilled my contract since I've been here at Arsenal. What are you saying, Lee?
No.
You're hard. You are hard.
I'll tell you why I'd say no. Because, listen, you can...
Pack your bags and leave.
No, I'll tell him it's done. Go on a high, yeah? And let's be real, the bread and butter is the Premier League. Yeah, by the end of May, we could be about 50 points behind Man City. So, no, anyone can put a cup run together. Wigan have done it. Portsmouth have done it over the years.
It's Europa League.
Europa League. It's still a cup.
Back in the Champions League.
It's still a cup. And anyone can put a cup run together.
Well, the Champions League's a cup. I wouldn't mind winning it, though.
Yeah, same. But we've got to be real, right? We're not moaning because we're going to get to a Europa League final and win it, maybe. We're moaning because year after year, our bread and butter is the Premier League. And the Premier League, we're miles away. So, yeah, it'd be great to win the Europa League. So for you, sack him,
no matter what?
I wouldn't sack him as such, but I'd
tell you are sacking him.
I'd tell him resign or we're sacking you.
You know what makes me, Keith, this is what makes me laugh, right? There's so many fans you say to, I wouldn't sack him, I'll just tell him he's got to leave.
Yeah.
That's sacking someone. If
mutual consent. It's a great phrase.
No, it's not mutual consent because he hasn't consented to it.
Yeah,
he hasn't consented to it.
Himself to the radiator and said, I'm not leaving.
He said, I want to stay for the final year of my contract. You said no. That means you've been sacked.
Yeah, but you can put it out there that he
but you're sacking him. Don't worry about how you put it out there.
Listen, Robbie, if he wins it, we'll have the conversation in May, yeah? But
as it
stands right now, if in my head, if he wins it, then he's got to go. Because I've wanted him gone for a long time, and it's Premier League is where your bread and butter is. Okay. We're sixth in the league.
Mujib Ahmed says sack him.
Yeah,
he's not up to it. Jeremiah Jack says, if Wenger stays, Robbie, don't go to games. Time to strike, empty stadium.
Do you know what, right? Everybody says this to me, yeah? Right? And I get why people are saying that, right? But I've got loads of mates that say that, not just Arsenal fans, but other fans, right? You can't stop 60,000 people going to a football ground. If you did stop 60,000 people going to a football ground, there's another 60,000 ready to take the tickets. So now you're talking 120,000 people you're trying to stop to go, it's not going to happen. Okay. It's not going to happen because it just won't.
West 1234 says the board are not brave enough to actually sit down and sack Arsene Wenger.
I agree.
All they would do is give him little hints that he should go.
Yeah.
They don't want him here, but of course, selfish Wenger would not take any of it. Now, listen, I keep hearing people say this, he's selfish, right? But why should he go? It shouldn't be down to him, should he? And like I agree with that guy. It's got to be down to the board to be brave enough to make the decision either way. Look at Leicester when they got rid of Ranieri.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a tough decision.
They were ruthless with that.
Yeah.
The same with Chelsea and Jose twice. Twice they got rid of him. So yeah, it's the bold decision. But the thing that winds me up with Wenger is the fact that everyone tells me how much he loves the club and he's a loyal servant. He ain't done it for free. He's not done it for free. Let's have that right. He's earned a hell of a lot of money over the last 20 years to be the manager of this club. Now, me looking at it, if he loved the club as much as everyone tells me, Why did he accept another £2 million on the contract?
Oh, man. Well,
Just say, yeah, okay, I'll do it for another £8 million.
Would you do that? Would you do that for free?
That's a different question. I don't know.
Come on, man. Listen, people have to be logical with this thing.
No.
He loves the club, but you want him to, if they're going to pay him more money, he shouldn't take it.
No, what I'm saying is, if everyone says he loves the club, yeah, and yeah, he's been here for forever, yeah, a lot of people have only known Wenger, right? But if they stick a contract in front of you, which they did in the summer, yeah, and they bottled the decision to say go out now with the FA Cup, yeah, he should have gone, no, I don't want to take that extra couple of mil a year. Why? If you love the club that much, why would you take that extra money to do the job that you've done worse than the year before? Why would you take a pay rise for that? Because you finished top 4 every year.
Because they're giving it to him. That's why he's taking it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If he loved the club, he would have gone, no, I'll do it for the same money because I was worse than I was the year before.
Would that make any difference? Would that make any difference to the fans? They don't care about the money. They don't care about how much money it's. They just care about the performances.
Yeah, and they're getting worse. So sack him.
I like this. This came in from 20T times Tech 20, right? Now, I want you to imagine this, right? He says the year is 2028, and Arsene Wenger is still the manager, and we've been relegated to the Vanarama League. The team comes out to an empty stadium, except one small chap decked out in a red tracksuit, woolly hat and headphones. That's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
I love that one, man. I love that one. Listen, let's get on to take a look at some of the other big games at the weekend. The big one, the biggest game of the weekend is Man United versus Liverpool. The battle for that second place, I suppose you can say. That's a really intriguing game. 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Doesn't hold a lot of relevance for Arsenal fans as much now because we're not going to get in that top 4 through the league. But what a big game it is. Who do you think's going to win that game? Man United or Liverpool? Man United got that last-minute winner against Palace the other day.
Yep.
Liverpool have been on fire.
Salah's on fire as well. He's quality, man.
But it's at Old Trafford. They beat City, but that was that. Liverpool. And I remember the game when they had earlier on in the season when there was a lot of controversy and a lot of angry United fans because basically Mourinho went and parked the bus at Liverpool. But how do you think he'll play this game and who do you think will win?
I think that he'll park the bus again.
At home?
Yep. If anyone goes toe-to-toe with Liverpool and plays an open game, they can destroy anybody on the break with that front three. So I don't think he's stupid enough to go.
But what about their front three?
Yeah, their front three is good, but it ain't Liverpool's. Liverpool, in my opinion, got the best front three in the league. So and look at what they did to Man City when Man City went toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, so, but that was at Anfield.
Granted.
The difference is this is at Old Trafford.
I can't see him doing anything other than parking the bus.
He can't park it like what he did against City at home. He can't park it like what he did against Liverpool. The fans will go mad, won't they?
They
were unhappy.
I don't think he cares because if you look at it, that's like you said, the fight for second spot, which is automatically qualifying you for Champions League. So you don't have to go through the qualifying rounds and all that. So he'll take a 0-0.
Who are you going for?
Because that'll keep him apart. I'm going for a draw. I'm going to say 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think United will score first, but I think Liverpool will rally back and get a draw out of it.
Yeah, I can see a draw. It's really hard to call. I think Liverpool will score. I think Liverpool will pose a lot of problems. But then United, I think that was quite significant getting that winner against Palace. If they'd have lost that, my money would all have been on Liverpool. But I can see that. But you're right, Mourinho, I can see him parking it up.
It's clever because he knows that if he gets a draw against Liverpool, then he's still above them, same amount of points above them. Which keeps him in contention for second.
Yeah, it's typical Mourinho to do that. Mossan says United 2, Liverpool 1. Fandom Family says United winning 3-1.
Wow.
Ludo Davis says he wants Mo Salah at Arsenal. I think there's absolutely
I think Real Madrid want Mo Salah. I think everyone wants Mo Salah.
And Robbie for Arsenal manager, he's called this guy. He says Sanchez scoring a hat-trick. What's happened to Sanchez? He's not done it. I mean, listen, he's still early in his career, but he's certainly got off to a very poor start at Man United, hasn't he?
Chile and Alicia Keys.
That's it, good on the piano, but not really.
That's his best performance of the season, playing the piano. But
he needs a big game tomorrow. It's the game that could launch him in. You know, it's like when you're playing your biggest rivals, you score or do well in that game, that will launch you.
But But I think the problem with him is like I don't think Jose knows how to use him. I don't think Jose wanted him to start off with.
I don't think they needed him.
I think he just stopped Man City getting him. But I don't think he knows, with the players he's got with Lingard, Lukaku, Martial and Sanchez, with Pogba as well, I don't think he knows how to work a system to fit them all in properly. So yeah, I think Sanchez is probably getting the right ump as well. You know, if it was me, I'd play him at number 10. I think he'd be a fantastic number 10. Yeah, and then play Lukaku up front and play Lingard and Martial on the wing.
Basically, they didn't need him.
They didn't. They just stole him off
Fake
City.
says Liverpool to win 5-0. I think he sounds like a
and
Liverpool
put money
fan.
on
But
that,
I'll tell you what, put money on that. Liverpool, if they're on their day. Sharon Mitchell says Man United 0, Liverpool 0, park the bus. And I think that's what a lot of people are saying. By the way, we didn't give a prediction for the Arsenal-Watford game.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. I think we'll go comfortably 2-0 up.
Yeah,
and then Watford will rally back.
I can see that, like the 2-1. Yeah. I think we'll win that. I think Aubameyang.
It depends what team he plays, because obviously we've got Thursday.
Aubameyang's back in. I can see Aubameyang stepping up for that game. There was quite a few injuries yesterday as well. Yeah. So a couple other predictions for that one was Babrab says United to win 3-1. Kamajit says 2-2. He says 2-2 United. The 2-2's a draw, mate. So how can it be 2-2 United?
2-2 United.
You're on about. Talking about, man. Newcastle versus Sunderland. A real...
Sunderland?
Sorry, Sunderland.
It's been a long day,
Southampton, who are playing like Sunderland at the moment, because they're right down the bottom. They're in the bottom three. Newcastle versus Southampton. Who's going to win that one? That's another... That's a big game. That's a relegation.
That's a big game. I had a look at the table before we came on, and... I think from Watford in 9th down to the 3rd from bottom is only 9 points. So if anyone puts a run together, they're going up. But
Southampton in big trouble. Newcastle in big trouble.
They're in free fall, Southampton. But I think Newcastle, they're at home. You know, the Geordies are mad for football. Their crowd are nutters. So yeah, I think
if Newcastle don't win that, they're in big trouble to go down. I fancy them.
Yeah, I think they'll win.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. I'll go on that. Everton versus Brighton.
Well, Brighton are going to be buzzing after they whacked us up last weekend, didn't they?
And Everton have been, they're like another version of us.
Yeah.
They have been dreadful.
They're all calling for Big Sam to go.
They all want Allardyce out. I mean, and his style of football has been awful. And the way Brighton, listen, they've got nothing to lose now. I think this... a Brighton fan was saying to me last week, another 2 points and more or less they're safe. Yeah. So why not go there and just go for it and try and get that 2 points?
That's the thing. And the
3 points in the bag.
They've got players that can play on the counter as well. Yeah, the rapid players. I mean, that guy, is Quirdo? His name?
Yeah.
He is lightning quick.
We made him look like Neymar, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But yeah, I think with him, I think they've got half a chance of getting a result. I'm gonna go with a Brighton win.
Brighton win?
Yeah.
You know what? I can see Brighton doing it as well, but I don't think they will. I'm going to go for a draw in that game. I'm going to sit on the fence.
You'll get split.
Theo Walcott will pull one back.
Theo.
Huddersfield versus Swansea again. Another one, sort of 6 pointer down at the bottom. Swansea been doing brilliantly.
Yep.
Huddersfield at home, they can be very strong. That's another hard one to call.
Huddersfield have got, I think, out of the bottom 5 or 6 teams, I think they've got the worst goal difference. And that could come into play towards like the last few games of the season. So they need a massive result. They need to beat Swansea. But I don't know. That should be quite a good game because both of them play half decent football. So I'm gonna sit on the fence on that one. I'm gonna go with a draw on that. Maybe a 2-2.
I'm gonna go with a Swansea win there. I think Swansea, they're a good team when they get it right. Huddersfield getting a bit nervy now. I know they've been strong at home. I'm going to go for a Swansea win. West Bromwich Albion versus Leicester. If West Brom lose this, that's it. They're done. For me,
7 points off getting out of it already. They're doomed. They are doomed.
Yeah, they're done.
And I can't see them. Beating Leicester. No chance. Mahrez, Vardy. Nah. I'm going with Leicester win comfortable in that.
Yeah. No, Leicester ain't been playing great recently.
No, last minute winner. I think Mahrez scored, didn't he, the other day?
No, last minute for the draw.
For the draw,
with a free kick.
Great.
They ain't been playing great. It was a great free kick. But West Brom, they've been dire.
And they still got a result against us, didn't they, West Brom?
Yeah, well, even that was dodgy, though. Yeah? A dodgy penalty they got. I'm going to go for West Brom win.
Really?
Yeah. I'll put in a...
Where's that come from?
Guys, remind me, tomorrow I'm going to put a £5 on West Brom to win that game. Okay. I fancy him.
I can't see
I don't know why.
Mate, they ain't got any goals. That's their problem.
Leicester ain't been great.
But, yeah, Leicester have got Vardy, they got Mahrez. That's all you need. They won the title off of the back of them boys, really, didn't they? Scoring all the goals. So if Mahrez, I love Mahrez. I think he's an absolute baller. And he's going to rip him a new one tomorrow. Ecstatic
says, Leicester, bye-bye West Brom. He says, Leicester win 2-0.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know, man. I've got something for West Brom. I don't know what it is, man.
Well,
Baggy's going to do the business tomorrow.
Beers are on you if you win, then.
West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham...
They're worse than us.
They're another team in free fall at the moment. Up against Burnley, who are chasing us down for that 6th place. Burnley, strong team. West Ham at home, they got to win that one, or they're in big trouble as well.
I think if they don't win that, I think that'll be the end of David Moyes. I think he'll be gone because we see the video.
The end of Moyes?
Yeah, I think he'll go because we see the fan that collared David Gold the other day.
Oh yeah,
we see all that going around the internet. Their fans are going absolutely mad at the way since they've moved into that stadium. I feel sorry for them, to be fair. They've been sold a dream.
A hard time.
They've been sold a dream and it ain't coming through. And
sounds familiar.
Yeah, and it does. The difference is their stadium's not got any money to be paid off of it. It's $2 million a year they pay for it. So, and Burnley, good comeback against Everton the other day. I watched that game.
Yeah.
Wasn't the greatest game of football to watch, but
never is when Burnley are playing.
No, but they got a good manager, and I'll be shocked if he's still their manager in the summer. I'm sure.
Have him at Arsenal?
I'd take anyone at Arsenal. I'd take Mr. Blobby over Wenger.
You'd have Sean Dyche instead of Arsene Wenger.
Why not? If you look at our last 3 managers, where have they come from?
Sean Dyche.
Where have our last 3 managers come from? Graham Passate, Bolton, and QPR. That's our last 3 managers. Why not Burnley? He's doing a great job.
Sean Dyche.
Come on, listen. Just because he's not Sean Dyche or something, do you know what I mean?
He's done a great job. He's done a great job, but it's a different pressure. Yeah, it's a different pressure. His style of football, you know what I mean? Arsenal fans are not going to have that. No, thank you.
Well, I'd take their style of football over getting spanked every week, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but then they're below us.
By 5 points. How are they competing with us on such a budget?
I'd rather Wenger than Sean Dyche, I'm sorry.
No, I can't agree with that, man. The Ginger Mourinho.
Ginger Mourinho. Hugo Selby says 2-2 West Ham Burnley. What are you saying?
I'm going to go with Burnley 2-1.
All right. Tim Smythe says Burnley are our rivals.
They are right now. Let's be real. Let's be real. If we lose to Watford and Burnley win, they're 2 points behind us.
Oh my God! Can you believe this, man? Burnley are coming to get you, says Kieran Hanford. Right. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace.
Another team in decline.
Chelsea.
At the minute. Chelsea, yeah.
And Palace so unlucky the other day.
Mate.
I felt sorry for them.
They badly missed Zaha, though, didn't they?
Yeah,
they badly missed it.
They've had so many injuries.
Yeah.
But you know what? Listen, could they go there and pull off an upset at Chelsea? Chelsea
didn't they beat them
Chelsea as well. They'll have one eye on
the
Champions League game against Barca.
I think Palace done them last season at the Bridge,
yeah.
Didn't they? And then can't remember who they beat after that, but they won 2 games back to back, and one of them was Chelsea at the Bridge. Yeah. So yeah, it's possible, but.
Shubian says a 0-0 draw.
No, I think
Luke
Chelsea
Pretoria says a 3-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Luca Quata 2-0 to Chelsea. I've got to go with them. I think Chelsea win that.
I think Chelsea will win 3-0.
Yeah. Bournemouth versus the great, the almighty Spurs.
The bottlers.
Right? They're a bottle shop, aren't they? I mean, come on. Listen, I keep having this argument with Spurs fans, and I don't like to be purely anti-Spurs, but every time they get to that last hurdle, they always fall. And that during the week, that was a big fall.
They went away to Juventus, who have won 6 straight titles. They've smashed 2 goals past them, which were the first goals they conceded in 15, 16 games. They then go 1-0 up against them at Wembley. And I'm sitting there watching it thinking, right, Tottenham are playing really well right now. They were all over them, really. But I was on the phone to my mate, who's a Tottenham fan, and I said to him, you need a second goal. Yeah, because if they get a goal, that'll just totally flip it, and they'll get up for it. But the way they capitulated, I was creasing. I've got to admit, it was hilarious. They're the only team, other than us maybe, that could have done what they've done. Like to be winning that game and looking so comfortable and then just fall apart. But
they go away to Bournemouth, not an easy place to go to after having such a bad defeat.
They're going to be hurting. But that might work in their, that might work in Bournemouth's favour. The fact that they're hurting.
I'm having a bit of Bournemouth on that game, you know.
I don't know. Listen, Spurs haven't just become a bad team overnight because of one result, but that's going to have hurt
Shuan
them.
says Spurs are going to lose 3-1. I don't know about that.
I'll tell you what, this accumulator we're putting together is going to be quite good odds, isn't it?
Luke says 2-1 to Bournemouth with a Dele Alli red card.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Well, the funny thing is, everyone coats off Dele Alli, but come the summer when the World Cup's on, we're all going to be backing him, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm going to go with. I think Spurs have beat them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with 3-1 as well. I think
3-1 to Spurs.
Yeah, I think Spurs are going to come out and say, look, like, yeah, we lost the other night, but listen, there's no shame in losing to Juventus. They're a decent team, but it was the way it happened which was funny. But I think they'll beat them 3-1.
Going Bournemouth, man. 2-1 Bournemouth. I'm going for a couple of left fielders this week.
Mate.
The final game of the weekend, Stoke City versus Man City. That's on Monday, 8 o'clock kickoff. Stoke in terrible trouble at the moment. They really need to get something positive out of that.
They really need
they
to get
are
relegated.
in big relegation
they
trouble.
Need to get relegated. I've had enough of them in this league now. With the Charlie Adam headlocking Sanchez, the tackle on Ramsey. I ain't got over that
You're
one
bitter.
yet, Stoke fans. I am bitter. And, they're just, listen, they're fan. I know a few Stoke fans like on my social media accounts and they're sound. They're really nice people.
I've got two good friends as Stoke
but
fans.
I just don't like their football club. I just don't
They just
like
blocked
them.
you.
Yeah, I just don't like some of their fans when the tackle on Ramsey. I know that's years back, but the way they boo Ramsey every time we go back, that don't sit right with me. You can't. How can you boo
So you want them
somebody?
gone?
I want them to go, and I really hope they go this year.
Who Active says Stoke will get a point, 1-1 against City.
I don't know. I can't see that. I can't see that. Man City.
City did lose during the week at Basel.
They did, but they were already 5-0 up or 4-0 up, weren't they? So,
A guy called Steve Gerrard says Stoke relegation, can't wait.
is it the Steven Gerrard?
I don't know. Emin Palmer says, Palomar says Stoke 0, Man City 5.
I'm
City
going,
are too good, he says.
They are. They're fantastic. They are too good. Stoke could put all 11 men on the goal line, and Man City would still find a way of scoring a goal. So
Adam Crowley 3-0 to City. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 says Peter Crouch hat-trick.
oh
He's
God,
been smoking.
he has been. Yeah, puff, give. I'm going to go with Man City to win that 4-0.
You know what? Quite a few people here are going with the 4-0 as well.
Yeah, 4-0.
Oh, I can't see it anything more than a City win. City to win that one. So we just a quick recap going through. So we called. You said a draw, Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Southampton. We've both gone for Newcastle.
Yep.
Everton, Brighton. You've gone for
Brighton.
I've said a draw. I said a draw. Yeah, draw. Huddersfield versus Swansea.
I said a draw.
I've gone for Swansea. West Brom, Leicester. You said Leicester will pepper them. I've gone for a shock. West Brom
big
win.
shock.
West Ham, Burnley. What did we say? West Ham, Burnley.
Burnley. I can't remember what you said, but I said Burnley.
I didn't say anything on that one. Draw.
Okay.
Draw. Chelsea, Palace.
Chelsea.
Both gone Chelsea. Arsenal, Watford.
Arsenal.
Bournemouth, Spurs. I've gone for Bournemouth win. You've gone Spurs.
You're mad.
Stoke, Man City. We both gone for Man City. By the way, I've got. I've been given some tickets by a very kind gentleman who owns a box at Arsenal. And I've got one box ticket to give away for the game against Watford, right? You can win that. You've got to subscribe to the UFF channel and put hashtag, what was the hashtag again? Hashtag Arsenal versus Watford, right? In there, hashtag Arsenal versus Watford. Subscribe to the channel. I do a daily show on there and you can win yourself a chance to come along. You've only got 1 day left to do that. And you can come along with me in a box that I've kind of been given. I was going to invite Lee along, but I think, listen, for when these opportunities come up, we've got to give it to the fans.
Give it to the fans, man.
We've got to give it to the fans, man.
I was a fake fan. I went in Milan last night.
You weren't in
plastic,
Milan.
you know what I mean?
No, but we got to open it. You know what it's like. Anytime we get
man.
these things, we always want to give it up to our fans.
Just make sure they're Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. So listen, if you don't even have to be an Arsenal fan for it. You just got to subscribe. Because that's on a neutral channel. You just got to subscribe to that channel, right? So do that. Those are the games. So you're confident. We got the cojones.
We have got the cojones. I think we're going to do it.
The cojones are back.
Troy Deeney, have you got the cojones?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I can see Troy Deeney getting sent off in this game. You know that? Oh yeah, I've been told to forget to mention. You got a channel?
I have. Called Gunner Bang, and I am that close to 10k subscribers.
Come on, let's get Lee 10.
10k.
How close are you?
Before I come on this, I think I was about 35 away. From
35
10K,
away.
so,
Come on,
so,
guys.
Yeah, all go and subscribe to that. Hit me
Go
up,
and
man.
subscribe to Gunner Bang.
Previews
Get him
and
over.
reviews.
Previews and reviews. And I'll watch some of them. He's very controversial. You're controversial on that. You know that.
Do you know what it is?
You
right?
do tell it as it is, don't you?
That's it. Like I go on a lot of podcasts, right? And when I go on podcasts and stuff like that, I just think, right, I've got to be respectful because I'm on their thing, yeah. When I'm on my channel, I'll just say what I want, yeah. And I back it though. If I say something, I'll back it with some sort of logic. Yeah, I won't just throw something out there randomly and just go, oh, just leave it there. But
what's the most controversial thing you said recently?
Well, I ripped into Hector Bellerin. Ripped.
Don't start that, please.
No,
don't start it on here.
I ripped him. I don't know, like, I don't know. I said Danny Welbeck couldn't finish a wank. That was after
controversial.
That was after last night, but yeah. Listen, I'll just say it as it is.
Danny Welbeck played well last night.
He did play well, but
I forgot to ask you, who was your man of the match?
Koscielny. And I've said all season, I think Koscielny's finished. He shut me up last night. He did. He was for us last night what Chiellini was for Juve the night before. He was throwing his body on the line, and he shocked me because I didn't think he had that left in him. So fair play to him.
What did you give? You got to watch the player ratings we did with D2 trying to squeeze a player rating out for. We was rate the manager. What did you give the manager yesterday?
I know what you gave him. I know what DT gave him. So I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. DT gave him a 7.
No, I thought
he was better.
I thought he was a bit harsh on him because he did actually do his job yesterday, and he changed it properly and managed the game properly, especially in the last 25 minutes, as I said earlier. But yeah, he was on point last night. So fair play to him. I wouldn't give him a 9 like you did, but I think 8 is fair.
Okay. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for watching the show today. AFTV Friday Night Live. We don't actually have a game next weekend. For the next 2 weekends, Arsenal don't actually have a game, but we do have that game against AC Milan. So we will be back next week Friday to talk about that game. It's a massive game. Remember, we're not through yet. We've got to get that job done. And the game against Watford, do we have the cojones? That's a massive game. We want to finish the season on a high. It's been terrible, but we want to go on a little run. Let's start by beating Watford on the weekend. Thanks for watching the show today. Apologies for the first live stream. There were some technical issues with that beyond our control, but well done to the guys for getting that sorted out. And we'll be back next week. And don't forget to subscribe to
Gunner Bang, and it does bang.